work. They want to have a job, want to have a career, wants to have success in their life. I started working at a cotton mill years ago. Worked there 30 years. Prophetess knows. We done everything they wanted us to do, then, Prophetess. I started sweeping in the cotton mill, right over at Anvil Knit. Back then it's called Craft Spun Mill. Dirtiest job. I mean, you had to go and suck and vacuum them dust houses out. You come out, you had 1.5 inches of dust on you. You had to go blow that stuff off and wash that stuff off and blow your nose. My God, you had awful stuff. And I seen some fixers sitting around in the smokers and sitting drinking coffee. I said, Daddy worked there. Daddy was one of them. He's an overhauler, just sitting around. They just talked about every time I'd go down to the dust houses to clean them out, they'd be standing on the dock or sitting on the dock drinking their coffee, just joking, go on, clean. Daddy, what do they do? What do y'all do? Oh, we're fixers, section men, overhaulers. So I started thinking about it. I made $1.65 an hour and done more work than they did. So I got a different thinking than some people have. If I'm going to go to the plant and work, I ought to get paid for it. So I started learning to do everything. Everything. I'd be pulling comber weights, and when Don was running combers, and he'd lead the comber. Some of you, this don't mean nothing. Some of y'all know what a comber looks like. Some of you do. But I would go and he'd be laying his comber laps down and stuff, and I said, "Oh, show me how to do that." And he said, "No, man, I ain't got time to show you how to do it." So when he'd go to the break room, them laps get down low, I'd run over and jerk them off and lay them down. He'd come back and machine me to all the pieces. Really? Because if you don't know how to lay them, they're tired up, man. He said, "What happened to that?" I said, "I told you to show me how to do it. I'm going to learn how to do it, so you need to teach me so I can help you." But he taught me how to do it. Lap winders the same way, drawing the same way, cards the same way. I wish I never would have touched a card. But it did. It did. And I got to realize that the less work you've done in the plant, the more money that you make. I said, I want to make the most money. So I sowed into doing stuff. I didn't want to stay wise at it. I didn't want to. We had enough money. We was making it. We was living. But I didn't want to do that, prophets. Had a vision to do something greater, be something greater. I liked it. What people say, well, that's just pride. I like telling people I was a specialist, that I made more money than everybody else. I like that, It means I worked for it. I deserved it. I like to be sitting in the canteen, drinking drinks, making the most money. And being in the lab with sitting talking to Marlene, and I like that, sitting there eating a big ham and egg biscuit and stuff, when everybody else is working dirty as everything. I liked that. I had a vision. Didn't limit what God could do in my life or what I could do even in my personal life. Didn't do that. 16 years old, went to work. 15 years old, went to work. Didn't limit God. Didn't limit myself. Said, I can do it. So if they can do it, I can do it. And I did it. And now I'm telling you, it works that way in God too. Naturally, it works that way. You need to get a mentality that I don't have to be on a dead-end job, doing dead-end work, never going to have a dead end, never have nothing else. Always going to be like that. Don't do that. Don't settle for that. You're worth more than that. God made you worth more than that. You've got the ability to do more than that. Think good things about yourself. Think big. Dream big. And let God be big in your life. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking, somebody told me they bought a church building down in Florida. Says 300 people. I thought to myself, and people talk to me now. They talk to me now. Nikki done convinced me. She brought me a paper the other day how this new sanctuary was going to be laid out in offices and rooms and stuff. Probably she ain't got your office. I mean, she brought it to me and showed it to me. Look here, Dave. Look, we're going to break them up like this and this and this and this and this. This is our new sanctuary. People ask me, say, how big a sanctuary you got? I said, well, we got one that set about 200 people, but we're going to have one that sets over 600. We're going to have one that's going to set over 600 people. And that ain't going to be the end. When we get that, we're going to be looking for something bigger than that. Because what do you believe in? The world's going on. People's being born every day. people getting saved every day. Why not getting some of them saved in this house so this house can grow and multiply? There's a generation of people. Let me say this in closing. How many closings is that? There's just one in it. That one? Two? Two. That's good, Alex. Two. Second one. We just got to love God. Trust God. Believe God. I believe there's a generation of people. I believe there's an exact number of people that God's got for this ministry. I believe there's people that we're going to touch their lives and deal with their lives, but they're not going to stay in this ministry. But I believe there's a generation of people, and there's a group of people that's going to always be in this ministry, prophets, doing what this ministry is doing. As somebody said it the other day, what do you call us the other day? Starship or flagship. See, I'm going on in the 21st century. I'll be a starship. Yeah. Columbus had his flagship. Hallelujah. We got the starship. But I just want you to know that tonight. Don't think small. Don't limit God. Let God loose. Just let him loose. Because he said it like this. He's able to do exceedingly, abundantly, more than we can ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Hallelujah. Come on, doctor, and testify, man. Doctor preached on the don't tell me, Pharaoh effect. Pharaoh effect. Just think about it. Y'all get it? I don't know if they will. Yeah, but y'all get it or not?
I don't know whether you get that or not. Pharaoh effect. It's good to be back. It's good to be in the home church again. But the first 2 nights of the services was more or less like a meet and greet service, and they was calling people up. There's one. Remember that. He called people up, just different people to come up and talk and introduce themselves and where they was from and maybe a little testimony or whatnot. And then he called me up I can't remember what night it was, and I really wasn't expecting to say anything, but just give a little testimony and told who I was and something about, a little testimony that I had. And then that was it. And I was like, well, I won't get back up again because, they got all these people in here. And then Bishop was supposed to be preaching. He preached Thursday night, I believe it was. My God, he tore the place up, And I said, well, I won't get back up again. So Friday morning or Friday night, I can't remember which one it was, somebody mentioned something about Moses. And I was like, well, that's what we're studying in Sunday school right now. We're studying Moses, and that's a pretty good book, big book there, and on what he did and stuff, that's what we're studying on. And I got to thinking, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, what is that? Lord dropped something in my spirit there, I was like, okay, let me get my pen out, and I started writing some stuff down, and I was thinking about Nostradamus, and I've told the kids about some of this. We went and seen that 2012 movie and the end of time and all this, and about 2012, and then on the History Channel they have what they call the Nostradamus effect, and they try to decode all this stuff that happened in the Bible and whatnot, and I'm like, well, why do y'all want to go against the Word of God? That is written there for a purpose. Just stand by it. Just don't try to fry your brain and try to say the Word of God's not true. But they do that, and they search and search and search and try to find stuff that's wrong with it. And it hit me. It's like we're in the plagues right now. That's what we're studying about. It's the plagues, and it got to me, and I was, as I was writing a little bit about Nostradamus there, the Lord hit me. He said, do the Pharaoh effect. And I'm like, wow, what is that? And I got to thinking, I got to open my Bible up and went back to the plagues, and I said, well, okay, that'd be a good message for some time. Maybe when I get back home or something, I might do a Sunday school on it or whatnot, or sometime when I get called up. And I got to writing. It wasn't very much because I didn't have much time to do it. And the next night,